he got shot. Like he shot the guy back in the head. He died. I was like, what the heck? What kind of person is he? You're killing people. He's the president too. What type
Well,
of...
back then, duels were a lot more acceptable.
He was mad because he didn't kill his vice president. I said, wow.
What are you doing, guy?
Oh, you cut a line. Okay, they're cool about it.
All right. This is where we left. 21. So I'm continuing solving questions one by one, but if you have a special question, let me know. We can start off with that question.
Question number 21.
21?
Yes.
Okay.
Early 21. This is the one I hate from the last exam before.
All right. This question is all about getting the vertex form. This is the main part. What is everything else then? This is just harvesting vertex form. You can get everything else, all other details. So 90% of the question is getting part A actually. So how do we get vertex form? Vertex form is basically pulling this number 2 out, leaving x together with a number squared by and another number on the end. All you need to do is guess or find h and k correct and you're all set. Okay? Well, we are not going to guess it. We're going to compute that h and k with a series of steps. Alright. Anyone remembers how we do this? You should. First, I group the x's and leave out -1 in this process. -1 is on the end waiting for us. But I group 2x squared minus 8x. Okay? Next. What is next?
Factor out the 2.
Yes. We need to check out the coefficient of x squared. If it is not 1, you need to do this extra step. You need to factor out that 2 from that group. That is 2x squared minus 8x. Am I right? Is that right? No. We must factor out 2 from 8 as well. So that will become 4. Now that's correct. So when you distribute this back, you must get the previous parentheses.
Can you take x out, please?
No, we can't. We can't. X's must stay inside because they are going to turn into a square, okay? Yeah. I mean, in regular factoring, we take everything common. In this factoring, all I want is to get rid of 2. I'm happy with x's inside. Technically, yes, you can factor out x, but it's not gonna work in our goal, okay? To get that thing. Alright. Actually, I wanna erase this. Take more space after minus 4x. Because the whole idea here is to compute x squared minus 4x squared and a mysterious number into a square. We need to turn this into twice square of something and a number. Question is, what will be this question mark first? And then we will turn this into square of x plus or minus a number. How do I find this question mark?
Half of 4x squared.
Yes. You take half of this number, which is minus 2, and square it here, which is positive. This is always positive, by the way. 4. And then these triple term, trinomial or perfect square expansion, will turn into x and a number. How do I find out that number? Where is that number? Is it 4? It's actually on the screen.
Minus 2.
Yes, this number you took half is going to be this question mark. Okay? So this is, with the sign, it's negative. Look, when you FOIL x minus 2, it's square root of the first x squared, square root of the second 4, and then you add inside and outside terms, multiply inside and outside terms, minus 2x, 2 times x gets minus 4x. When you FOIL this, you will get this return. Alright, there is something I forgot to do. What did I forget?
Put, add it to the -1.
Yes. Add 4 or, so I manipulated this equation. You can't just add numbers to in the middle of the equation. This is my contribution. So I ruined this equation by adding some number in. You have to take it back. Otherwise, the equation will not match the previous case. So this is incorrect until you take whatever you contributed here back from this end. What is that number going to be though? Is it minus 4? So 4 and minus 4 can cancel? If it is plus 4, you added 4 pounds of weight and another 4 pounds of, you added 8 pounds of weight. So, no, it's not plus 4. The sign is correct, it's negative. However, is it negative 4? Nope, not negative 2. Look, yeah, whatever you add here is doubled afterwards. 2 times 4, and it becomes 8 pounds of weight you added. Now you have to subtract 8 off so things can stay in balance. So we will subtract 8, not 4. So 4 times 2, 8, and this 8 cancels, and it still becomes this thing, 2x squared minus 8x and minus 1. You see, these are a match. But I'm not really canceling them though. I will just put 8 in here and done. Okay, this 8 will still travel here, but this 4 and minus 4x and x squared turns into square of x minus 2. And we're almost there. So it is twice x minus 2 squared minus 9. Can you all see this part? I mean, I've been writing it all semester, but can you see all see the bottom of the page? Okay. Are we clear so far? This is the vertex form asked. We're done. That's part A. Question?
So, so you divide 4s by 2 to get that -2?
Yes. We always take half of the middle number.
Okay. And you add that -2 to the other side. I mean 2. Okay.
No.
You take half of it and then square it.
Okay.
Yeah, because look, how did I guess this number? How do I guess it? Because when I square means you multiply by itself. You get x times x, x squared. Question mark makes question mark squared. But when you multiply inside and outside terms, it is question mark x and another question mark x, and they make 2 question mark x. So I'm just matching this. Twice a question mark must make minus 4. What do you think that question mark is? So I multiply with minus 2 and becomes minus 4. Should be minus 2 or 2. Question mark should be 2 because you already have a minus, okay? So this is always, when you're, this is called completing into square. I'm completing this into square. We always take half the middle sign, middle one. Most people go with the last number and say, take square root of this. It's correct, but it's dangerous. When I take square root of 4, you put 2 here, and they put plus 2. Because this is plus 4, this plus 2. No, you need to take the sign of the middle number to assign here, okay? If it is plus 2, you'll get plus 4 when you FOIL it. So you can take the last number into consideration to guess this one. Square root of 4 is 2, but when you're taking the sign here, you must consider the middle number, okay? Either take half of this or square root of this, I don't care. That's the number, -2, okay? Alright, we got the vertex form. Now we are going to harvest this form and get everything else we need, such as vertex. Can you read me the vertex in this form? It's called vertex form because you can read directly out of it the vertex. What is the vertex here?
2, -9.
We take opposite of this number, which is +2, and this number with original sign and pair up. So there's 2 and -9. Okay? Alright, x-intercepts. Alright, let's do it on the next page. Usually, how do you guys find x-intercepts in any function? To find x-intercepts, what do we do? For any function. Yes, we set y value into 0. Okay? And solve for x values. So what is the y value you're going to set here? This is your y. You can set and solve for 0 here. Solve for x values. So you can set this into 0. What's the last digit? -1, right? However, can you solve this equation on top of your head quickly? And how do you solve this? Usually you go with this method. You try to factor it. And I don't think I'll be able to factor it. It's so hard. It won't break up into whole numbers. So factoring won't work. How else can you solve this? What other methods do you know to solve a quadratic equation?
Quadratic formula.
You can do -b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac and 2a. It works. It's gonna take quite a while, right? I'm wondering, we already suffered enough to find vertex form and got something really valuable. What is it? Quadratic form. I'm wondering if I can use this equation instead of this one to get x coordinates, x intercepts. Instead of this, I will just set this one into 0. And you will see how better this one is. Right? Is that the one? Yep, -9. Now look, I will add both sides 9. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Take square root. And don't forget the plus and minus. And add 2 to both sides. All done. You have 2 x-intercept. You need to put them in point form, however. Since we set y into 0, y coordinates will be 0. X coordinate is once with a plus sign. By the way, you can put 4.5 if you like here, but I rather have fractions. Once negative, one positive, 2 x-intercepts. Okay? How long did it take? 1 minute or 2 minutes? And I mean, if you still want to work this out, you'll probably get the same answer. Okay? All right? So we obtained this one. Determine y-intercept. Oh, this is easy. You don't have to worry about y-intercept because y-intercept is found by setting x into 0, and it really doesn't matter which form you take. I will take for the first time an unit case, I will consider the first one was 2x squared minus 8x minus 1. So this is so easy to evaluate. All you need to do is enter zeros here. You got it. So y-intercept is the couple x equals 0, you set x equals 0, y negative 1. Okay? Well, does it change if you use the vertex form? No, it's the same answer. Set x equals 0 here. 0 minus 2 is minus 2 squared, it's 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 9, negative 1. Same answer. Okay? Zero. I'm kind of fast, but let me know if you miss a spot, okay? Because you've done this before, it's just reviewing it. Any questions? No? Sketch the function. Alright. Without the vertex form, I have no clue how to sketch this thing. This one, so hard. Or maybe you can do this, you set up table values. You enter 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for x, or negative 1, negative 2, negative, and then measure y values and plot dots, connect dots. That way maybe you can sketch, but it's gonna take a while. But now, what do I know? I know the location of the vertex. What is vertex? I call vertex the seed. Vertex is at 2 minus 9. There is a seed at 2 minus 9. Here is 2. Here is, let's say, minus 9. So there is a seed planted here. That's vertex. What's going to happen from vertex? Either your plant is going to grow up, upward opening, or it's going to grow downward. You have 50-50 chance. Well, it's not 50-50 chance if you know what this number means. What does this mean? It's growing up because it's a positive number, or this number. It doesn't matter which one. It's positive means it's growing up. And because it's twice faster than regular growth, maybe you may want to pull these, switch this a little bit up, these branches, but I'm happy with this, okay? Just steeper angle or narrow, skinnier picture. These two fast, going fast, really fast, okay? All right, let's just extend this out and we're done. What else can you put here? These are x-intercepts. Oh, technically, no, this is not a good picture. I want to redo it. Because I know it's going to cross y-axis at here. So I need to cross it right there. But 0 minus 1 what was y-intercept? Okay. We also know x-intercepts too. To find out these locations, all you need to do is a calculator and compute x-intercept values, these values with a calculator, and double check. This is going to be negative point something, but this is gonna be about 4 point something, I believe. 4 point something, negative point something. So it kinda matches to my values here. Negative point something, 4 point something, 3, 4, etc. Okay? So you go pick this from the options. Any questions? So it's all about finding this seed location, vertex, but that's what we call an orientation. Is it upward opening or downward opening? All right, next question. Next part is axis of symmetry, or you can tell right on the spot. What is axis of symmetry? 2, x equal 2, this number, first digit, first coordinate number. Technically, we mean this by axis of symmetry. The line that goes right through middle of the graph, left and right arms separated by a line, and that line goes through the vertex. And what is that line equation? Since it's crossing 2, going through this vertex, it's 2, negative 9. Its x coordinate is 2. We call that vertical line x equal 2. That is our axis of symmetry. Minimum or maximum? What does this function have from the picture? Minimum or max? It has min. What is that value? Minimum value though? Yes, it's the y coordinate this time. For axis of symmetry, you consider x coordinate. For minimum value or maximum value, you consider y value. This is negative 9. And the last one, domain and range. We've done this many times. For domain, you smash this to x-axis. But since these arms, unlimited, opening wider and wider to the left and right, and you smash this picture to x-axis, this is what you get. You get everything. Alright, here's the shortcut. Whenever you are given a quadratic function, any quadratic function, its domain is always entire x-axis, no exceptions. If you see x squared plus something, x plus a number, it's always negative infinity to positive infinity. This is only domain though. Range is gonna matter, it's gonna be different. Range is computed when you compress this to y-axis. Y-axis, compress this. It's gonna start here, and arms are going up, so you're creating more and more terms up. You need to write this yellow line in interval notation from always bottom to top, reading bottom to top. So it's negative 9 to infinity. There you go. All done. Any questions? Okay? Alright, let's see what's next. An application question. Let me tell you what's different here. Instead of being provided with an equation like y equals 2x squared minus 8x minus 1 as in the previous question, you don't have an equation. You need to build your own equation from the story. And what is the story here? You are building a chicken coop, and two coops, one adjacent to another one, and the total amount of fencing you have is 96 feet of fencing. So this box plus this separating part. There is also a fencing required here, blue and red pieces. In total is 96 feet long. This is how much material you have. What dimensions you think you need to choose for X and Y so that you can build the maximum area? Because if you really build a skinny one and really long cubes like this is gonna be a small area, trust me. So you need to go as thick as possible. This is very skinny. Not many chickens can fit in here, all right? So you need to have really a balance. I mean, if you pick really something thick, like this thick, this time this is too thick, too much thickness. And again, your chickens won't fit in there. So don't go too much or too little. You need to find a moderate amount, okay? All right. Since area is the question, why don't we first write down what we know about area of these shapes from geometry class. What is this shape called? Triangle? Rectangle, right? So what is an area of a rectangle?
A sphere.
It's a sphere. Area of a rectangle is length times width. So I see the width, which is x. What is the length? Is it y? Is it y? No, it's not y squared. 2y. Because this side and this side are equal. So you have double y, 2y here. Okay, can I call this shortly a? So you have a function a with, unfortunately, two variables, guys, which is not acceptable in math, in this course. 2xy, 2xy. Okay? We cannot solve maximum of a function if it has two variables. We need to get rid of the one of the variables. I can't have two. So what do? We will use this fact to get y in terms, convert y in terms of x. All right? So how do you get, what is the below fencing? What is the below fencing? How long is the below fencing? How long is this length in terms of x and y? Below one. Can you measure this distance to me? It's the same as x, right? Yes. This is x. How about red? How long is this perimeter? Red perimeter, which is 2x. No, it's not 2xy. It's 2x, yes, you have 1x here, 1x is 2x, correct? And 4y, y. Right, 4y. I said I don't like to see y, I like my functions with x, so I'm going to isolate y and solve for x. So I will, this is 3x by the way. I will subtract 3x from both sides and divide by 4. That's my y, and that's what I'm going to enter here. So area function will only have a single variable if you replace this y by what you just found. Okay? Well, technically, when you distribute this, 2 and 4 cancels, and it becomes x times 96 is 96x over 2. You have still 2, x times 3x is minus 3x squared over 2. Oh, we can divide 96 and 2, right? That's 48. Can I flip this and say minus 3x squared over 2 plus 48? There you go. 48x. There's still an x. You have just built your quadratic equation, which was given to you here. Were given. Now you have found your own quadratic equation. This thing. What is the last number? 0. C is 0. You're gonna change this into vertex form, and guess what? To find the maximum of that parabola, that U-shaped object, or an upside down U-shaped object, you need to pick the y coordinate of the vertex. Find the vertex, pick the y coordinate, you're all set. Why the y coordinate? Because we just observed it here. How did you find the maximum of a function given here, maximum or minimum? You just pick the y coordinate, because that's where the seed is, and its y coordinate is the measure of how high or how low that seed is standing. Alright, here is our question. I'm going to move it to the next page. Minus 3 over 2x squared plus 48x. Let me call the last number, it's 0 if you want. This is your quadratic equation. Find the vertex. That's our question. And you're all done. I will pick y coordinate and we'll be done with it. Can anyone do this? Alright, if you're not comfortable with working minus 3 house, work with 1.5. Look, it's not any different than the previous question. You had 2 there, now you have 1.5. First off, we group x's and take minus 1.5 out. And we have only x squared. When I divide 48 by 1.5, what do I get? I need to factor 1.5. 32? Is that right? Yeah, 48 divided by 1.5 and I factor it is negative 32. Let's now turn this into add a number. What number are we going to add to the end? What is it? What number is that? What? 256. That's right. How did you get it, Anthony? We take half of this and square. Square of 16 to 56, right? Alright. Are we done? I'm missing something. What am I missing? What is missing? What? Negative? Say it loud.
Negative 24.
24?
Right.
How did you get 24?
Negative 1.5 times negative 16.
Not 16, you're timesing wrong. Minus 1.5 and 256 must be timed. So what is it? What? 384? Thank you. So this thing is negative 384. Alright, there is a mistake. Where is it? Okay, let me not mention a mistake. We're done. Vertex is, I'm saying the vertex is x coordinate is 16, y coordinate is 384, and I promised you this is the maximum area, right? Y coordinate of the vertex is maximum, so you have a area of a rectangular chicken coops of negative 384. Can it be negative?
Positive.
But you said negative earlier. Yeah. Because why is it positive this time? You're adding a weight, but when you multiply it, it's negative. You're subtracting some weight when you multiply with -1. So you must be adding it to this side so that you can cancel it. Again, you always choose opposite of this sign. When you multiply these two, you get a number. You pick opposite of that number to here. This is negative 384, you add 384. So it should be positive 384. If we have a mistake, made a mistake earlier, okay? So let's double check. So this is easy to answer. Oh, it says what dimensions. This is the area we got. But what does 16 stand for? What is 16? It's x, right? Good. It's x. But what does x stand for in the question? What is x for? What is x?
Width.
Yeah, it's the width. So you found the width. How can you find length? Yep. 3 times this and divide by the, isn't it 12, right? 12. When you do that, all that. 3 times 16 is 48, 96 minus 48 is 48, divided by 4 is 12. So this is 12, but there is another 12 here. 24 is the length of the chicken coop. So it is 16 by, does it mean each part though? Is it, it should be 12, I believe, because they are asking only one coop, I believe. If not, I can switch it. No, we're right. Good. All right, 384. Oh, it's saying again, each coop. So we need to take half of the amount we got, which is, what is half of 384? 162. No, 192. Okay. All right. That's taken care of. Any questions? All right, let's do one more question. How do you find zero of a function? Zero of a function means what x values makes this thing zero. All you need to do is set it into zero and solve. That's it. For this question, zero means y has to be zero, but what kind of x's make this thing zero? And this is unorthodox. We usually set equations of quadratic, only you have these three, or linear, these two. I know how to solve linear if I cover the first two. This is linear. If I cover x cubed, this is quadratic, I know how to solve. I don't know how to solve a cubic equation. Yeah, there is a help here. This is a 4-term, 1, 2, 3, 4 term equation. Usually you try to factor them 2 by 2. So we will go with factoring, our regular method. 2 by 2 factoring. Is there anything common here in the first two? X squared. What is common in the next one? Negative 36 common, and it makes x plus 3 again. When I remove 36, it's x. When I remove 36 from 108, it goes 3 times, positive 3 times. Oh, what a coincidence. It's not a coincidence, it's arranged that way. These two match, so we factor them again right here and list the remaining terms right here. X squared minus 36. Are we done though? Are we done factoring? Some people can stop here, set each one 0 and still get the answers right. But I feel like we can factor this square difference formula as x minus 6x plus 6. And we now set each into 0 and solve. Set this one into 0 and solve. Set that one too. There are 3 zeros, negative 6, negative 3, and positive 6. Okay? Maybe one more? Okay. This is the same idea. Factor x's this time. You have a quadratic equation, you can break it again. Alright? Okay. Any questions?